Every time I've done something that's made a difference, big or little, listening has always been a key part of the entire process. My name is Heather Hinton. I'm an IBM Distinguished Engineer and IBM Master Inventor, and I've been working in the computer security space since about 1989.
I've known you for almost 2 decades, and you've been a great inventor and contributor to all technology. This is well-deserved. Congratulations.
When we did SSO, we built something that did what they wanted, but wasn't necessarily extensible. I learned from that. My technology partner there said, we need a way so that I can sign in once, and then I can go to all of these other places inside. We built them something, and it was great, and it worked. And then they came back about 6 months later and they said, well, this is really great, but we're about to buy another company. We're looking at somewhere between 25 and 50 million people, and we need to have the same functionality for all of them as well. And we said, okay. It wasn't intended to work across these companies. And I think that was my first really big lesson in learning to sort of listen to what they were saying, but learning to ask the questions about sort of what's next. If we didn't pay attention to what was going to happen next, we would build something that would only work in a limited use case, and we needed it to be broader. We commandeered an executive level office, which meant it was really big. We covered all of the walls in whiteboards, and remember, this is 18 years ago, 17 years ago. This is before design thinking. This is before everybody got, a bazillion different colored Post-its that they could draw with. So we built this, and this was what was part of the basics of what's now called federated single sign-on, or just sign-on. So IBM has this really cool program called the Corporate Service Corps. It's kind of like technology meets the Peace Corps. I went to Da Nang, Vietnam. I worked with a university where they had a satellite campus that was only 300 kilometers away, but because of the roads, that meant a minimum of 8 hours driving if you were lucky. We had to figure out how could we really borrow from the business continuity and the disaster recovery techniques and use that just to make them do their basic day-to-day functionality. Taking back what we had learned was also really important because it allowed us to start design and build things that were going to be far more globally useful. One of the things that we always say is it doesn't matter what you build your product to do, a customer is going to find some way to use it that you totally never in a million years expected. You have to pay attention to these things, and you've got to be aware that whatever it is you do today, something different is going to happen tomorrow.